Good morning. I'm a Forester here with the brief situational carry video. My wife and I went to see The Dark Knight Rises last night, and I had a choice to make about what defensive gear I should take into the theater. We only go to see a movie 2 to 3 times a year, and I really didn't remember what the concealed weapon policy was for the theater that we ended up going to. I figured out that there would be security present because of the recent shootings, or I thought there would be, so I opted not to take a firearm into the theater. This Ruger SP-101 stayed outside in my vehicle. By the way, I plan to make a video of this Ruger later today if I have the time. I'll set that out of the way since I didn't carry it into the theater. Here's what I carried out in the open and on my belt. I carried my 4.7's Maelstrom X7. This tactical flashlight puts out almost 500 lumens, and I'd have no trouble blinding any attacker in the room. The Colorado shooter was wearing full body armor, but he had to be able to see. I guess he could have shot blindly, but if somebody had just had a tactical flashlight in that case, it would have given people a chance to escape. There's a chance that any hitch in his plans would have caused him to bail out. By the way, I also carried my Spyderco Tenacious and my Almar Hawk. The end of this Tenacious, about that much, was visible above my belt, or above my back pocket where it was clipped. Now, even though the flashlight was clearly visible on my belt, nobody asked about it or even seemed to notice it. It makes you wonder if anybody would have noticed a firearm on my belt. People just don't pay attention. I once pumped gas with my Ruger SP-101 clearly visible on my belt, and nobody noticed it at all. There wasn't any additional security present last night that I noticed, except for a theater employee who walked through the theater during the showing. She had a small flashlight. I'm not sure what good her bosses thought she would do in case of a shooting. I did notice the location of the exit door when we got to the theater. We sat close to the front, and I found myself checking the exit door occasionally throughout the movie. One advantage of a flashlight over a firearm is that I wouldn't have hesitated to pull this out and use it if I felt something was amiss. With a firearm, I think I wouldn't draw it until I was absolutely sure that it was justified, and then it might be too late. The downside of just carrying this flashlight is that it only offers temporary protection. I took that chance last night. We enjoyed the movie. I had rented the previous 2 Batman movies in this trilogy, and we've been watching them at home for the past 2 weeks before going to see The Dark Knight Rises. This might have been my favorite of the 3. By the way, the flashlight did come in handy while we were walking in the dark on the way back to the car after the movie. Y'all take care. Have a good weekend.